Yes, my people, you don't know, so we're there again. You don't know, so we're going to record the cutting edge in the night. You know, we do it in a real time with people. You know, yeah, man, click the please subscribe button, click the notification bell, put it on all. You understand? We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers. Do the right thing with people. You understand? Knowledge is key.
Jimmy Cliff. It's all about Jimmy Cliff in the night, you know. Yeah, man, all about Jimmy Cliff in the night. Yeah. One of the first it making a teenager style too, you know, yes. When he was a teenager. Hurricane Hattie. Jimmy Cliff. I hear any Jimmy Cliff. Any Jimmy Cliff, I mean any Jimmy Cliff. Because you know, so we're going to play some Jimmy Cliff, but you never hear yet. Yeah. Some people say born 1948. Some people say born 1944. Some people say I'm 81. Some people say I'm 77. So, well, I hear him say, for an interview, I hear him say, in born 1948. But when I'm later them say, is, well, him say 48, when I'm later them say 44. Him born in Adelphi, near Summerton there. So I don't know why they, well, I want to tell you something, you know, I'll tell you a secret. I have an old passport. Bob Marley, well, I don't know that, but Bob Marley passport tonight. And in the passport, it says born April. Yes, in born April. And that Bob Marley passport say. Anyway, I'll take a break and come forward. Black? It's early years. Neither mom nor dad. Clark from IRFM, you know, so Pat Clark is there. Here are all the while on IRFM. Give you some history. I'm going to play it right now. Right now.
Achievements of international reggae superstar Dr. James Chambers, popularly known as Jimmy Cliff. I'm your host, Pat Clark. To deep rural Jamaica, along the meandering roads and tracks, flanked by lush tropical foliage, across quaint little bridges and bubbling rivers, into a community where mountains and cliffs seem to surround you. The natural beauty of the environment is breathtaking. We're in the remote hills of Adelphi Land near Somerton in St. James, Jamaica. Christine Chambers gives birth to a second male child. Kings have been called by that name. What's in a name? Kind, brilliant, often inventive, and of high inspiration. It also denotes determination, creativity, and dedication to a cause. It is no surprise then that even as a child, James Chambers had a vision that would have seemed daunting to many people in his humble surroundings. He knew that there was a wonderful world out there with beautiful people, and he wanted to travel it. That was his passion. His brother Vincent recalls his love for singing.
I know he used to love singing, but, you know, so that's where he ends up. He could actually sing any music on a jukebox if he hear it once, you know, so that was it.
In an agrarian society, the Somerton School sought to give a well-rounded education. James Chambers recalls.
Back in those days, we had knowledge of, they gave knowledge of gardening. We had to do agricultural work. So you learn how to plant things, grow things. Then we had knowledge of woodwork. You had to learn how to make things by hand. And so it wasn't only academics. And those lessons of the variety of things that I learned as a child, they have become so valuable to me now.
Far from being naive, James Chambers, now popularly known as Jimmy Cliff, knew that it would be a hard road to travel to get to his destination. Was not his cup of tea, and his mind was made up. The journey started for him in Somerton.
Somerton is my backbone. It's my navel string cut there.
Yes.
At that point in time, there was there was no hospital. So, the nurse, they call out the nurse when your mother is ready to give birth and they come. So, Somerton is so important to me. I've learned all my lessons of growing up there. I never left Somerton to come to Kingston until I was about 12 years old. So, that's my formal formation as a being, as an artist, as a man, and searching for my identity. They were all formed there before I came to Kingston.
His budding creative genius began to unfold. His friend Ronald Reed spoke with us about his creativity.
Jimmy is a man. He always loved singing from tender years. Because when he was in Somerton, he would make all he say, take a sardine tin and make a little guitar for him. Come on and sing on the sidewalk. Because he usually do it at among him Louis King Gate. That man was a rich man in Somerton. So you sit down on the gate and sometimes play and sing. Then after you do concert in schoolroom, in this little schoolroom here, you do concert, penny concert.
Listening to a neighbor's sound system. At about age 11, he won the Pick a Star talent competition in Montego Bay. He was determined to become a singer and to hone his talent. His father agreed for him to move to Kingston at age 12, where he would get more exposure. Young James's trip to Kingston.
In Kingston as a hungry boy pan country bus. I guess at the bus near Morning Star. And his father when agree he go to. But he were well behaved. And he always loving to the children, loving to children.
Sirs, while trying to get his songs recorded. His stage name was Jimmy Cliff. Cliff because he wanted to achieve the highest level possible in his chosen profession. Initially, Jimmy Cliff did not have much luck, but he was determined to succeed. Jimmy Cliff continued to enter talent shows and took every opportunity available to him to showcase his talent. His friend Ralston Reed recalls.
And when I went to Kingston one night, I was there at the John Opportunity Knock, who was training guys to sing and play music. And I hear they call that one Mr. Chambers from Somerton will be acting in Kingston as a singer. I said, but my God, it's Jimmy that. I know him so much because I grew with him actually, although I was an elder for him. So I went to that show and I saw Jimmy there was singing without a guitar, just using mic and sing, and it was so glorious and happy to me that night and to other singers fans.
Record store and restaurant as they were about to close. He reportedly pushed himself in and convinced one of the managers, Leslie Kong, to record him. His career took off when Hurricane Hattie became a hit while he was age 14. It was produced by Kong, with whom Cliff remained until Kong's death in 1971. Released in 1967. It received excellent reviews and included the song Waterfall, which became a hit in Brazil and won the International Song Festival. Waterfall was followed in 1969 by Wonderful World, Beautiful People, and Vietnam in 1970. both popular throughout most of the world. Bob Dylan called Vietnam the best protest song he had ever heard. Ivan Martin in the classic reggae film The Harder They Come, directed by Perry Henzell. Arriving in Kingston from the country, he tries to make it in the recording business, but without success. Eventually, he turns to a life of crime. The soundtrack album of the film was a huge success that sold well across the world, bringing reggae to an international audience for the first time. It remains one of the most internationally significant films to have come out of Jamaica since independence. Break and traveled to Africa and subsequently converted to Islam. He quickly returned to music, touring for several years before he recorded with Kool and the Gang. In 1984, Jimmy Cliff appeared in the Pink Top Festival in Landgraf, Netherlands. During the River Tour, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band added Cliff's previously little-known song Trapped to their live set. It achieved great prominence when included on 1985's We Are the World benefit album. Won a Grammy Award for Best Reggae Album, though it was his last major success in the United States until 1993. City, a protest song written and composed by Stephen Van Zandt and recorded by artists united against apartheid to convey opposition to the South African policy of apartheid. It was on the Rolling Stones' 1986 album Dirty Work and appeared in the comedy club Paradise, co-starring with Robin Williams and Peter O'Toole, and contributed several songs to the soundtrack, including 7-Day Weekend, which he sang with Elvis Costello. In 1988, his song Shelter of Your Love was featured in the hit film Cocktail. Jimmy Cliff appeared in the film Marked for Death in 1990, performing John Crow with the Jimmy Cliff Band. His recording of You Can Get It If You Really Want was used as a campaign anthem by the Sandinista National Liberation Front in the 1990 election in Nicaragua. You can get it in Rio Festival at the Maracana Stadium in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. He continued to sell well in Jamaica and to a lesser extent in the United Kingdom, returning to mainstream pop charts in the USA and elsewhere. Now on the Cool Runnings film soundtrack in 1993. In 1995, Jimmy Cliff released the single Hakuna Matata, a collaboration with Lebo M, a song from the soundtrack of the film The Lion King. He and Jack Logan were guest stars in the Cartoon Network talk show Space Ghost Coast to Coast. In the year 2001, Jimmy Cliff became an inaugural member of the Independent Music Awards judging panel to support independent artists. In 2002, Cliff released the album Fantastic Plastic People in Europe. This album featured collaborations with Joe Strummer, Annie Lennox, and Sting, as well as new songs that were very reminiscent of Cliff's original hits. In 2004, Jimmy Cliff completely reworked the songs, dropping the traditional reggae in favor of an electronic sound for inclusion in Black Magic. The album also included a recording of Over the Border with Joe Strummer. Jimmy Cliff performed at the closing ceremony to the 2002 Commonwealth Games, and in 2003, his song You Can Get It If You Really Want was included in the soundtrack to the film Something's Got to Give. At the Paleo Festival in Nyon, Switzerland, the Jamaican government under Percival James Patterson honored Cliff on October 20, 2003 by awarding him the Order of Merit, the nation's third highest honor, in recognition of his contributions to the film and music industry. Always going back to his community and giving back. Mrs. Crooks Sterling of his alma mater, the Somerton All-Age and Infant School, recalls.
He's always giving back. And he loves children. and he loves education. He's one of our educational partners, and so much so that he has helped us to establish a resource center at the school, and his contribution of $100,000 did us a good job. As a result, the center is up, not totally equipped, but we are able to assist the students in some ways.
Dr. James Chambers, Jimmy Cliff, has achieved his dream. His life story provides great motivation for youngsters from all over rural Jamaica that they can dream big, and with faith, determination, and God-given talents, dreams can come true.
Yes, that was the lady, Pat Clark, giving you a little synopsis of the man named Jimmy Cliff. Great artist. I want to tell you, say the first big show I ever do in Jamaica and outside of Jamaica. The one in a summertime. Yes, I remember Plano. Hear the poem when we used to run Alburn Road there. And him asks, him tell China was the lead guitarist for Oneness. Jimmy Cliff band the name Oneness. Then I go have a show in a summertime, and plan to show them say put a youth upon it, you know. Him have a thing about the sound. And trust me, when we go at summertime, the place cark up. And when we go up on the stage and start, every time I hear the sound, the place tear down just like how you see DJ I go on now. And man, are real. And the same way when we do the poem, the place nearly tear down. Anyway, we record the poem and we go with Jimmy Cliff, go to Cuba. First time now, I go to Cuba, go do show. As a matter of fact, first time we go take a plane, as a matter of fact. We go to Cuba, go do a show in a very place name. Havana, and Varadero, yes. Somebody can correct me if I say it wrong. And that was our experience. For no say, yeah, Jimmy Cliff, big Jimmy Cliff, and you're open for Jimmy Cliff. It was something else. And eventually, we do some show with him in America. I remember one in New Mexico. We do some in other places. But Jimmy Cliff, we sit down with him and realize him go through many stages in our mind, spiritual stages. And this was one of the stages where him go through. Him figure out about the Rasta vibes. And him do this. The next time I hear him was a Muslim. Change him name and everything. I think him change all them children name too. And become a Muslim. And, you know, people move. It move. And we see move from Islam and move into a level of I am recognizing when I think what's your name there? They'd ask him Ellis Kelly asked him in an interview about him journey, and him answer in the fact that him reach level now where him a God. Yes. Him start to say I in I. Not as how Rasta say it, but as how him start to see it and recognize it in himself. Spirituality take hold of him. And him start to move another way there. Jimmy Cliff, sitting in limbo and move beyond that. Take a break and come forward. Jimmy Cliff album them and some of the song them. If you listen to good, you can know which part him head there. Yeah? If you really listen to him, not just sing anything. Or just because him want to sing something, him sing it. Him write in a way where if you listen to the song properly, you can say, oh, this him head there, yeah. I will if I want just write song because him feels him have to write a song, you know, but it's few people, you know, just write song not because of commercial success, but because of which part their mindset there. And I find that Jimmy Cliff song them is, Jimmy Cliff is one of them man who him write songs, give him and listen to himself and figure out himself at certain stage. That is why I'm changing his name from Jimmy Cliff. I think him, I don't call him Ajay. What is a Muslim name, Ajay. I don't know, he pronounced it H-A-D-J, Ajay, yeah. And he moved from that. Yeah, eventually moved from the Muslim thing and go back to him name. So him stop using name Ajay and go back to Jimmy Cliff. And then realize that in all I'm going around, I'm just come back around and realize I him. Yeah, I him. Serious thing. Yes, national event. Yes. Big show was with Jimmy Cliff in Cuba. Now, I experienced 3 things in Cuba. And it really stuck in my mind from them time there. 1, 2 stage. Like when one stage I go on and next stage I set up. And when that stage there done set up, them have some electronic thing where I move the stage up front and the other one move go back. And them set up the stage. So you have a continuous flow of artists who have them own band around. So it just keep going away there. That is one thing. I never up to now. One time I see it again. I was, I think, in Arizona, but this one was a stage where I go round. It keep going round and round. And when you perform, everybody's in a circle and the stage I go round. Serious thing. Anyway, the next thing when I say is that the place where the show I keep, it never have no wall. It never have no fence. It's a rope. It's a rope them put round the venue, you know. And believe you me, nobody now step over the rope and go in at the show. Them go which part them supposed to pay and come in at the show. The rope go right round the venue. Hey, that can't not Jamaica. That can't not Jamaica, you know. You think you could have keep a show with big artists that come from Africa and Jamaica and all them places. And you have a rope around the venue so you keep all the people them. That can't not Jamaica. But that was something where I was a marvel, man. For no say, the rope there and nobody now walk over the rope. The next thing we say is a bridge named Sonny Okoson, where we eventually meet in Nigeria. Sonny Okoson showed me that the African them was sending messages with the talking drum. This drum with them put on them arm and a piece of sticker lick it. And to prove it to me, him say, him go whisper something in my ears. And when I go do, is telling brethren over the other side what I say, what him said to me, on the drum. So him say something to me, nobody not hear what him say, and me alone hear it. And him put the drum on him arm and start beat it. And him call the brethren and say, tell him what me say. And the exact thing where him tell me, and that the brethren come tell me, say him do on the drum. And I'm going to experience it again in Africa. This talking drum will send messages. And that is why them ban the drum in our slavery days. Because the African, them used to use it and send messages. Yes, the power of the African mind and the African culture. People afraid of it. A whole heap of people afraid of it. Get the opportunity if you go across there. From London to France. The boat carry over there and you go across. You see those white cliffs of Dover. This is the song where first time I know about that white cliff. And it's white too, you know. Yeah, it's a white cliff of Dover. You go across there in the ferry. Serious thing. Here we go. You can come forward. Yeah. We're going to take a break and come forward. Break time. To sit down and think about themselves and think about what's going on around them. Yes. Not angry against each other, but angry against the system. The rebel in me and the rebel in you. Bring out the love. Serious thing. Whoa. Compilation and it go on good. I think the first reggae album for really sell where it sell. So I think it go gold. Yeah, it go gold. But it put Jamaica on the map globally as a strong contender for cultural expression in music. It's a song where during the 60s, they would have a war, America and they go to Vietnam and start a war, which them lose. Can you imagine that? What people never know say, America can lose war, you know. But them lose it. Anyway, this song we're going to play now is a song where was a anthem in them time there. All over the world, anthem. Vietnam. A song where was a echo and a cry for people who realized that the Vietnam War was really not a thing with them desire. If you consider, say, America going to that country there and have 50,000 soldiers dead, American soldier, who never dead. Some stadium married all the Vietnamese women too. Yes, but 50,000 of them dead in that war. For nothing at all. Terrible thing. You might, you don't know this right and know what it go on white make. It's a big tune. You're still out there still, but I totally enjoy it because some of them tune, a long time I don't listen to them. Long time I don't listen to them. And you can bet, see the funeral, yeah? You will see whole heap of rock star come down here. Yeah, rock star I'm not talking about. Big rock star too. He was in the Rock Hall of Fame. Yes. Jamaica, man. Can't get rid of it. Can't get rid of it at all. Look here, what? And I listen, tell him say, Muta say, condolences to Roberta and Blewett. Yes. Two sisters one know personally, Roberta and Blewett. Condolences. Yes. Great artists, undoubtedly. Who can deny that? Who can deny it? It's by Cool and the Gang, for those of you who know disco music. Jimmy Cliff and Bounty Killer. Yes. Bounty Killer Unite. Yeah. Let's get up with the Stepping Razor. The Art of War. And a new.
Yes, people. So tonight it looked like it was all about Jimmy Cliff, you know, little tribulation and stuff like that, and him passing and so forth. So you don't know me, people. Just big up on yourself. Yeah. Hit the free subscribe button. Let's get to 11,000 subscribers. Catch you in our next one. Step in Razor tomorrow, all right? Yeah, man. Bless up. I'm out.
One Uptown TV. Yo, enough there, me I represent.